Thanks for inviting us in. We want to begin tonight with breaking new details in that crash that killed Congresswoman Jackie Walorski and two of her staff members today. In the last few hours, we've learned from Elkhart County officers that a car swerved into oncoming traffic near State Road 19 and State Road 119. It then crashed head-on into an SUV, which was carrying Jackie Walorski and her team. The driver of the other car, Edith Schumacher, also died at the scene today. Tonight, we're also hearing from several Hoosiers who worked closely with Jackie over the years. Our Rachel Krause shares their response to today's tragic accident.
Tonight, lawmakers from around the state, together with family and friends, are grieving the loss of Congresswoman Jackie Walorski, together with two of her congressional staff members, Emma Thompson and Zachary Potts, who were killed in a car crash in northern Indiana. Now, tributes are pouring in from all around the country, remembering Walorski's long record of service to the state.
It's just not easy for me to talk about it because I cared a lot about her from the standpoint of being a good person and a good legislator in the state of Indiana. So the fact that the state has lost her is unfortunate.
Congressman Jim Baird worked closely with Representative Jackie Walorski during their time in Congress together, describing her as insightful and caring. She had the kind of personality that other colleagues from other states sought her advice and so on. And so as a legislator, she was extremely good. And then as a person, she was a very caring individual. She cared about people and that. Walorski was first elected to Congress in 2012, serving on the House Ethics Committee and on the Ways and Means Committee. Kyle Hopfer, chairman of Indiana's Republican Party, describes Walorski as dedicated in her service to others.
I would always say that, you know, she was a fighter. Like I looked to her for guidance on how to fight for what she believed in and her constituents.
Hopfer also knew one of the other crash victims, Walorski's district director, Zach Potts, calling him a passionate young man.
He just really was passionate about what he believed in and worked really hard to make a difference. And again, all three of them are just going to leave gaping holes from what they had done.
Yeah, the fun times we had there on the floor, we're going to miss them very much.
Congressman Baird says they'll be supporting Walorski's and the other victims' families in the days to come however they can, grieving this deep loss while remembering the lives they touched.
And tonight we have seen so many state and U.S. leaders share condolences over Jackie Walorski's passing from both sides of the aisle, from former Vice President Mike Pence to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and her fellow Hoosier congressmen like Victoria Spartz, Andre Carson, and Frank Mervyn. Former President Donald Trump also sharing his condolences tonight through his Truth account, calling Jackie Walorski a wonderful woman and impassioned advocate for the people of Indiana. And President Joe Biden said today, while they represented different parties and disagreed on some things, she was respected by members of both parties for her work. And just hours ago, Indiana Senators Todd Young and Mike Braun took a moment to acknowledge Jackie Walorski's death on the Senate floor.
She had an incredible sense of humor, incredibly smart, so talented in many ways, and she'll be missed.
When I heard that, it's like the ultimate gut punch. It's one of those things that just takes the absolute air out of you.
Jackie Walorski just won the Republican primary back in May after running unopposed. She was heavily favored to win in November. Republicans will now have to choose another candidate to run in the general election. But state GOP leaders tell us she will be hard to replace.
Yeah, haven't even given that any thought. I mean, they won't be able to fill her shoes. They just won't. She was one of a kind.
And as we wait for memorial plans, we've compiled a gallery of all the tributes to her life and work as a public servant. You can find that right now on WTHR.com.